Well, to give us an update on this, let's bring in our correspondent, Celestina Iria, live from Abuja. Thank you for joining us on the news at this time, Celestina. We hear that the former ministers arrived at the EFCC office. What's the latest you have as regards that?
Okay, well, what we know for a fact now is that she's currently at the EFCC headquarters here in Abuja. The EFCC is undergoing their investigation into her term in office. That was from 2019 to 2003, where she held the position of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. And the money in question here is 37 billion naira. But the EFCC spokesperson said it could be more, as the investigation is still ongoing. In December, the commission arrested one Mr. James Suwaite in his involvement, who is a contractor, on how 37 billion naira found his way into his account. And the commission extended an invitation to the former minister in January 3rd, where she, through her lawyers, replied to the commission that she will not be able to turn herself in for questioning because she is indisposed, and asked for extra time. She asked for 3 weeks, but the commission said that the investigation is ongoing and time is of the essence. So they asked her that she should report to the commission. They gave her extra 3 days, of which today she went to the commission to answer their questions. So, but we recall that the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs has been in the news in the past week regarding some issues of misappropriation and payments of monies into individual accounts. So we don't know the basis at which that money was sent to Mr. James Suwaite. Hopefully these are the questions the commission will be asking the minister today, and hopefully after their interrogation with her, the commission will probably issue us a press statement on how it went.
All right, Celestina, we're just going to wait for the outcome of today's invitation. But very quickly, I also hear you are at the Supreme Court, where it has been ruled in favor of the governor of Benue State, that's Governor Iria. Can you talk to us more about this?
Yes, the court has affirmed his election indirectly because the PDP withdrew their appeal today, where they got the hints from the court that the issue they had canvassed from the Benue State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal to the Court of Appeal and now up to the Supreme Court today was a pre-election matter. Their basis of filing at the tribunal in Benue State was for the fact that they had alleged that the governor and his deputy were not duly sponsored by the party, which is the APC. They are saying that a candidate ought to be sponsored by the political party. Reasons being that when the APC submitted the list of candidates to INEC, the governor's name was alleged not to be on the list. So that was the basis at which they approached the tribunal and up to the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal had said that it lacked jurisdiction because it was a pre-election matter which the PDP ought to have ventilated before a federal high court, before coming to the tribunal. And here at the Supreme Court today, the court dismissed it, stating that it is a pre-election matter and the court lacked the jurisdiction. If we look at Section 177 of the Constitution, this was also the issue raised by the APC during the presidential election at the Presidential Election Petitions Court, where the court said that no political party has the right to determine how a political party nominates its candidate. So it was a pre-election matter. Even if it wasn't a pre-election matter, the PDP had no right to question how the APC nominated their candidate. So it was on that basis the Supreme Court here today dismissed the appeal.
Well, it seems that's going to be a joyous atmosphere in Benue State. But finally, before I let you go, I also hear that the FCT High Court will deliver judgment as regards the former CBN governor today. Talk to us about that.
Yes, the judgment was scheduled for 1 p.m. but has currently been moved to 3 p.m. local time, and it is a fundamental right enforcement suit filed by Godwin Emefiele challenging his illegal detention by the DSS and move over to the EFCC. So he's challenging his unconditional and unconstitutional stay in the facility. He's asking the court to award him 5 million naira. That was what his demand, and also damages in favor of him against the anti-graft agency. But the EFCC, in their defense, saying that the former CBN governor came to their custody 6 days before he was arraigned, that the 151 days he had spent was with the DSS and not with them. But Mr. Emefiele's lawyer is saying that both agencies are agencies of the government. Mr. Emefiele was transferred to the EFCC, not handed over to them. So this is what the court will rule today, and also rule on the preliminary objection filed by the federal government and the AGF, and also the relief sought by Mr. Emefiele.
All right, Celestina, please stay on this story. We'll get back to you in subsequent bulletins.